Hi there, this is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Welcome into today's video where we want to talk about whether alcohol causes depression, anxiety, and loneliness. And the short answer is yes, but that would be a pretty disappointing episode if that was the end of the video. But I want to talk about it a bit more because it's actually quite a strange thing with alcohol in that I get a lot of people telling me that they can't stop drinking because it's the only thing that helps with their depression, their anxiety, or their loneliness. They say, if I quit drinking, my depression's going to get worse. Or what am I going to do with myself? I'll sit home alone and be lonely, and I hate that. What am I going to do instead? So it's a bit of a kind of strange situation in that the cause of their problems appears to be the solution. And that is why this drug is so powerful. That is why it kills 3 million people every year. Let's talk about it today.
Who wants to be the next to discover how to stop drinking without willpower? Visit StopDrinkingExpert.com and grab your free place on today's coaching session.
Does alcohol cause depression, anxiety, and loneliness? Yes, it does, because that is the nature of the drug. Now, let me explain why it appears to be the opposite. Why do I get so many people saying to me, I can tell that alcohol is destroying my life. It's ruining my marriage. It's hurting me financially and emotionally, but it's the only thing I've found that helps with my anxiety. Or I get a lot of people describing their situation, and as though as soon as I hear what they have to say, I'm going to say, oh yeah, okay, well, you should definitely carry on drinking. People say to me, look, I live in a very small village. Everyone around me is married and in families. I'm the only single person around. It's very difficult to meet people. And, I end up in my house on my own every evening. I'm bored and I'm lonely. Or, it could be that their partner has died or the subject of a divorce or something like that, and they find themselves on their own. Also see this a lot with mothers who are suffering with empty nest syndrome. They've spent the last kind of 15, 20 years being a mother. That was their point to be, their raison d'etre. And all of a sudden the kids leave home and they go off and live their own lives. And several things can happen. First of all, there's a lot more time and nothing to do with it. Also, the psychological impact of no longer being needed by someone is quite difficult to take. And also, being a parent can often distract you from the state of your relationship. I know when I got divorced because we were no longer partners. We were no longer, a couple. We were just two parents who lived in the same house. That's what I became aware of. What people find when the kids leave home is that they then turn and look back at their relationship and go, oh my God, what is this? He's not interested in me anymore. She's not interested in me more. What am I doing here? But they're trapped by a financial situation. So it's entirely possible to live with someone else and be desperately lonely. And this is where alcohol comes into play, because the dark winter evenings this time of year are very long, and alcohol appears to help. And you might be thinking, well, Craig, you said there are no benefits to alcohol, but surely this is one. The thing is, it's only the appearance of a benefit. It's not a real benefit. You're drinking an anesthetic. It's turning you off. It's turning off your brain. It's turning off your awareness. And that might sound like an outcome that you want if you're lonely. But the thing is, if you do this every night, you're going to find that life just goes, you miss it. And before you know it, you're old and you're ill and you're struggling with all these health problems because alcohol has absolutely ravaged your body and your mind. And what's the point of life? To come and just be zombified for a lifetime. What a waste. And, I don't care who you are or how bad life gets. I don't believe that you're going to get to the end of this journey and be lying in a hospital bed on your last legs going, oh, I'm so glad I drank so much. I wish I'd drank a bit more, actually. I'm so glad I spent my entire lifetime in a zombified state because I drank a diluted poison every night. I don't think anyone's ever said that. You are more likely to look back at your life and go, why did I waste it? Why did I do that? So I think, there's a lot of misconception because people focus on the short term. People focus on what happens immediately after you drink, and you get that kind of buzz, that sense of euphoria, and you go, yeah, okay, my anxiety's better. But you've got to pay the price for that. And the price is very expensive. For example, if when you feel anxious, if you have an anxiety attack and you drink alcohol to make it go away, the reward is there. It's tangible. You can get it instantly. You feel less anxious because you drank a sedative, you drank a anesthetic. Now, the problem is this is a highly addictive drug, and all drugs work in the same way. They use carrot and stick to motivate you to continue using the drug. So the carrot is that small reward you get when you drink and you feel less anxious. The stick is heavy and it comes the next day. Now the drug is going to start slowly building this sensation inside you that's going to make you feel on edge and jittery. And we verbalize it by going, oh, could do with a drink. That sensation is created by the drug to manipulate you. And guess what it feels like? Anxiety. So to get rid of your anxiety, you took a substance that is going to give you 10 times more anxiety than the anxiety that you were trying to get away from. And so later the next day, you're feeling anxious again, and the drug pops up and goes, hey, I can fix that for you. Just take a drink. You go, yeah, it worked last time. And you drink it, and the anxiety goes away. But guess what? Can you see what's happening here? This is why alcohol is a downward spiral. And it's the same with depression and loneliness as well. And specifically, loneliness is a very painful situation to be in. And I've suffered with it myself a lot. I'm a loner. I'm an introvert. I tend to default to being on my own. And when you do that, you don't want something in your life that is going to make you more antisocial. Because, the illusion is that this is a social drug and that it makes everyone laugh and have a good time and dance and stuff like that. But actually, for some people, that is true. But for a lot and for most problem drinkers, we do our drinking on our own. Why? Because we don't want anyone watching what we're doing, because at the back of our head, we know that we're now in a bad place. We don't want anyone controlling the speed or amount of alcohol we drink. We don't want anyone questioning what we're doing because it's painful. We just want to take our drug in private. And so we tend to default to do that on our own. Rather than drink in a bar or a pub, we're more likely to go to a supermarket, buy a bottle of vodka or special offer wine or something like that, and take it home and drink on our own. Now, the reason why alcohol is so devastating for loneliness is that it forces you to be on your own. Because when you have a drinking problem, if you're given the option to drive out to go to some fair or some nighttime activity, you might turn it down because it means you have to drive. And if you have to drive, you can't drink. And I speak from experience. I would regularly turn down social occasions if it meant I had to drive to get there. Or if I knew when I got there, alcohol wouldn't be the main part of the event. Maybe I'd have the option to have one drink and then that would be it. It would be about something else, like going to an art gallery or something like that. You go in, they give you a glass of wine, but that's pretty much it. I would point blank refuse to go to things like that. I would even refuse to go to the movies, because I know they sell alcohol now, but back in the day, you could only get Coca-Cola and things like that. And so I would refuse to go to the movies, A, because I'd have to drive to get there, and B, because they didn't sell alcohol. So I found myself, I was, even as though I felt lonely, I was turning down opportunities to be with other people all over the place. Because unless I could see a way that I could drink at the rate I wanted to, I wasn't going. So people who say to me, I'm drinking because I'm lonely, I say to them, no, you're lonely because you're drinking. Alcohol steals all your energy, passion, focus, and opportunities. Seriously, when you stop drinking, first, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just simple, like you stop drinking and, hey, everything gets better. When you stop drinking, it's going to be tough. If you're struggling with loneliness, you're going to find that, wow, I have all this time on my hands. What the hell am I going to do to fill it? Now, the drug will be in your head going, well, it's easy, just drink and it'll all go away. That's the easy path. But the easy path rarely leads you to where you want to be. You've got to push out of your comfort zone, take some risks, and take a bit of pain to get where you want to go. And so what I encourage you to do when you quit drinking is to plan for it. Don't just stop and find yourself in the middle of all this time. Plan for what's going to happen when you stop drinking. And what I say to people who come to boot camp or do my online course is get your diary out and plan something for every day for the first 2 or 3 weeks after you quit drinking. Do not give yourself the opportunity to be sitting on your sofa on an evening on your own, bored, lonely, anxious, depressed, and lonely. Yeah? So what could that be? It could be, start learning a language. Go to night school and learn some new skills. Meet some new people while you're there. Go to theater, go to movies, go see friends and family that you haven't seen in a long time, that maybe they're a little drive away and you've put it off in the past because it interferes with your drinking. Have a week where you just go and see old friends that you've lost touch with, just to have a coffee and a catch up. But fill your diary for the first 2 to 3 weeks. Just make sure that you're not trapped in that situation where the drug gets an opportunity to strong arm you back into using. Okay? Hope that helps. Please like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Let's get this message out there that a sober life is a better life. Thanks for watching today. See you in the next episode.
Imagine no more hangovers, no more mornings of guilt and regret, and no willpower required to get there.
Really consider this because it's different. It's different to anything you can find out there, and it gives you real mental freedom from the clutches of alcohol.
Get my best-selling ebook free today at StopDrinkingExpert.com.
Without a doubt, if you can make it happen, if you can find a way, if it's something that you feel the heartstrings pulling, that you need to make a change in your life, then you need to pull out all the stops. Pull out all the stops to make it happen and be here.
It's just so worth it. Why did I waste all those years? Being in my middle 60s now, I wasted so many years drinking.
Find out why this is the net's only 5-star rated quit drinking solution. And get your free ebook today at StopDrinkingExpert.com.